Okay, so last year you would have been introduced to trigonometry in year 10. What I'm going to do is just quickly run through how I would set out finding if you were asked to find a side. Okay, so if you've got a triangle, so remember that with trigonometry there are three ratios. They're called ratios because we put a fraction at the end of them. The three ratios are sine, which we write as sin, cosine, which we write as cos, and tangent, which we write as tan. And their ratios are related to a right-angled triangle. So this right-angled triangle, most people label, we're always looking for an angle, using one angle that's not the right angle in this triangle. So most people label this as this long one that's opposite the right angle is called the hypotenuse. So we label it as H. This one here, which is next to the angle, we label as A, because it's adjacent. That means next to. And this one over here, which is opposite, so I always say if you're a boxer, if it's a three-cornered boxing ring and you're holding it, so one you're not holding on to is O, opposite obviously. So our three ratios relate to this triangle. And three things can go together in three different ways. You can always leave one out. So for sine, we write O over H. For cosine, we write A over H. And for tan, we write O over A. And often your teacher will tell you that we call this SohCahToa. In fact, a lot of people don't call it trigonometry, they call it SohCahToa, because it's always related to a right-angled triangle. And there's lots of trigonometry to learn over the next couple of years, but this lot's all about right-angled triangles. So SoH, S over O over H, cosine, A over H, tan, O over A. So we use these this year to find out what's missing. So if we've got a triangle, and we've been told that this length is going to be the one we're going to find. This angle is 27 degrees and this length is 11.4 metres. All right, so we've got three things that we know. We've got to first of all label the right angle triangle. So we label it as OAH. Then my second rule, so that's my first one, label. My second rule is cross out the lonely one. So the one, this has got a K with it, that's got an 11, this one's by itself, I cross that one out. Now I can go over to the ratios and write down the correct one. So the first thing I'd write down is A and H, go over there, cosine. Cosine of A, the angle, equals A over H. All right, now I want to know what I'm looking for and how I'm going to do it. So what I use next is a triangle. So I use a triangle that looks like this, and I put in this particular expression. So cosine, do I have the angle? Yes, I do, 27. Do I have A? No, I don't. That's K. Do I have H? Yes, I do. That's 11.4. So this tells me that I find K by multiplying. All right? So my next line is going to be cosine, putting in all the things I know. K over 11.4. So substitute. Then my triangle tells me I want to multiply, so I write K equals 11.4 times cosine of 27 degrees. All right, I grab my calculator, and if you've got a graphics calculator, in the exam they're going to reset it for you. And probably your teachers will tell you how to reset it again. But you always should check that in shift setup, down where it says angle, that it says radians. It says degrees. Mine doesn't, so I need to change it. Right, now I'm in the right mode. I want to put this in, 11.4 times cosine 27 equals 10.16. Now look for the units, it's meters, and I write that I did it to 2 dp. So 1, 2, 3, answer units, all right? So you work it out with units and accuracy. All right, so that's that one done. Let's have a look at another one. So, alright, so following those rules, label the sides. So this is the longer side H, this is next to A, this is O. Right, I don't have H. Check what ratio I'm using. Over A is 10. Yeah, so write that one down next. So 10 of the angle equals O over A. Right, work out what I'm doing here. So I've got the angle, which is 53, O, which is 4.9, and A, which is T. Okay, so this time I don't have them next to each other. I have 4.9 over 53. So I have to divide, that says, all right, because it's on top, and it's 4.9 divided by that. So I write tan 53 equals 4.9 over T. So T equals 4.9 divided by tan 53. Put that into my calculator. 4.9 divided by tan 53 equals 3.69. Equals 3.69 centimetres 2 dp. Oh, did I round it? Yes, I did. Okay, so just another quick check. This is longer, this is smaller than that. Good, because it needs to be, that's the hypotenuse, it's got to be the longest one. So if it's not smaller, I've done something wrong. This is going to be, who knows, smaller or bigger. In this case, it's actually smaller as the picture shows, and that's because this angle is bigger than 45. If this angle is bigger than 45, that's going to be smaller than that. If it's less than 45, then this is going to be the longer of the two shorter sides. All right, thanks for listening.